Step inside our workshop where St. John the Evangelist is brought to life in glass. From careful cutting to meticulous painting, watch how skilled hands turn raw materials into a luminous masterpiece for your sanctuary. But before we step inside the workshop, let's make sure we're wearing the proper attire. I guess I'll go change out of my Crocs. Let's get started. St. John the Evangelist was chosen for this window because of his profound role in spreading the gospel and his reputation as the beloved disciple. His writings emphasized love, faith, and spiritual insight, making him a perfect figure to inspire worshipers in the sanctuary. In designing this window, we incorporated key symbols associated with John, such as the eagle, representing his soaring theological vision, and a book to symbolize his powerful presence in the gospel, reflecting the Word of God. Our design process began with detailed sketches and mock-ups, allowing us to plan colors, textures, and intricate details. We worked closely with the church throughout this step to ensure the window reflects their vision and complements the sacred space it will inhabit. But beyond artistry, precision is critical. We take exact measurements of the window space to ensure the proportions and scale are perfect. Every piece of glass must fit precisely within its intended space so that the final installation appears seamless and harmonious with the sanctuary. With our design finalized, we'll start gathering our materials as we make our way to cutting, painting, and leading and soldering. Every piece of glass is selected with care, considering its color, texture, and opacity. Deep blues may symbolize heaven, vibrant reds remind us of the flames of faith, and softer hues the light of God's love. Textured glass adds movement and depth, while transparent panes allow light to flood through, creating a living image that shifts with the sun. Glass selection is only one step of the process, but it's absolutely crucial that we hand select every pane with focus and intention. Because our glass sits on dark wooden shelves, it can be hard to see the accuracy in the color of the glass. Once we have our glass list, we carefully grab a sample from our shelves of each color and take them over to our shop window where we can compare and contrast our selections. Here we are able to see how the light shines through every texture and how our color palette truly looks together. For this window, we are using a variety of glass styles and textures, so we want to review how they look against the sunlight. It's important to note that when working with stained glass, it requires attention to safety. Glass is extremely fragile, which means it can feel like it can break at any moment. We make sure to always wear closed-toed shoes and a durable protective clothing to guard against the sharp edges. Now that we have all our glass ready and we are in the proper attire, we head out to the glass cutting table where we start to truly carve out all the working pieces of St. John. Each piece of the design is carefully traced and scored, then snapped along precise lines to match the original pattern. Accuracy is essential. Every piece must fit together like a puzzle, leaving no gaps once assembled. This is because stained glass pieces are typically exposed to all the elements, which means we want to make sure there's absolutely no possibility of dirt or grime getting through that window. Seriously, all it takes is one piece cut wrong to bring the whole thing down, and we obviously don't want that to happen to anyone's sanctuary. Once the glass is cut, our team separates the cut glass into labeled boxes where we then send it over to our painting room for painting. Using special brushes, our artisans add details like facial expressions, folds of clothing, or symbolic imagery to really bring St. John and his story to life. Each stroke of paint is carefully applied, then fired in a kiln to fuse the design permanently into the glass. This step requires not only patience and steady hands, but also careful safety practices. Kilns reach extremely high temperatures, which means good ventilation in the room is essential when working in the paint room. While we wait for our painted pieces in the kiln to fully fuse, we'll head over to start adding detail to the eagle using a different method of adding detail with a vinyl cutout. Vinyl can be used to add fine detail and precise lines which are perfect for labels, logos, names, etc. It ensures the lines are crisp and cut out to perfection. For the eagle symbol, we'll add a layer of pre-cut vinyl over blue flash glass where we can then strip away at the pre-cut lines to reveal the blue underneath. We'll blast away this top layer of blue, revealing the frosted clear glass underneath, and remove any remaining vinyl. Once each piece of glass has been cut, painted, and fired, the window begins to take shape. Through the process of assembly, this is where hundreds of individual pieces are carefully laid out on the work table, lined according to the design, and joined together with lead cane, which are H-shaped strips of lead that hold the glass securely in place. As I'm sure you can guess, precision is also critical at this stage. I mean, we want to make sure all our hard work up until this point is secured properly. Every line of lead must follow the pattern exactly, ensuring the structure is strong, leaving no possibilities for warping once installed. Solder is then applied at the joints to bind the lead framework together, giving the window both durability and flexibility for installation. Because this process involves working with lead and hot solder, safety is essential. Artisans wear thick gloves to prevent direct contact with lead use and proper ventilation when soldering. A sturdy work surface keeps the panel stable during assembly. The window is then reinforced with stained glass cement or putty. It's pressed into the lead channels to further waterproof the design and give it additional strength. The careful balance of artistry, craftsmanship, and safety ensures that the finished pieces will endure for generations, both structurally and spiritually. With that, we'll add the finishing touches, which are called reinforcement bars. These bars further secure the panel, ensuring the weight is properly distributed around the entirety of the piece. Gravity is awesome, but it does mean that things can get weighed down over a long period of time. Adding these bars means the window can stand secure for longer because it has the proper support. Once we've added all our reinforcement to make this window as sturdy as possible, we'll safely pack it into our truck along with all our installation tools and head over to the St. Joseph Sanctuary. With the panels secure in the truck, we begin our final stage of installation, a process that requires both teamwork and precision. Each finished section of the window is carefully transported to the church, padded and protected to prevent damage during the journey. Handling stained glass demands patience and strength, as even the smallest mistake can affect the integrity of the whole design. Once on site, the panels are lifted into place, aligned with the prepared frame, and secured to ensure both stability and safety. This step often involves ladders, scaffolds, or even lifts. Every move is deliberate, every detail double checked, because once in place, the window is meant to stand on its own. Once we've got all our windows installed, we can finally rest assured that our job is done with the most care and precision. Then comes the moment of transformation. As sunlight passes through the newly installed glass, the sanctuary is filled with a radiant glow. St. John the Evangelist, now alive in color and light, ready to tell the story for all those who enter. The window becomes more than art. It becomes a source of inspiration and devotion, connecting worshipers to the gospel each time they enter the space. The completed stained glass window of St. John the Evangelist is more than just a work of art. It is a legacy. Every brushstroke, every cut of glass, and every careful step in its creation was done with the intention of inspiring worshipers for generations to come. Stained glass has always been a way for the church to tell its stories, to illuminate the Word of God, and to bring beauty and light into sacred spaces. This window now carries that tradition forward, offering a lasting tribute to St. John's message of love and faith. If your church is considering a stained glass window, we would be honored to help bring your vision to life. From design to installation, our team approaches each project with reverence, craftsmanship, and care. To see more of our work and learn how your sanctuary can be transformed by the light of stained glass, we invite you to connect with us. Check out my free stained glass guide, where we answer the most pressing questions on all things stained glass. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you'll enjoy this one too, where we follow the St. Mark stained glass piece for the St. Joseph Sanctuary. Until the next video, my friends, we'll see you then. Goodbye.